Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. I mean, we missed out on putting our beautiful montage for you people to see on a phone call. That way you get to know that we are opening the phone line. Now, today we'll be talking about the impact of modern gadgets in our health. In today's digital age, modern gadgets have become an integral part of our daily lives, from smartphones and laptops to smartwatches and even earbuds. We are constantly surrounded by technology, which it's a good thing, right? Because technology makes life easier. So while these devices have made our lives more convenient and connected, there is a growing concern about the impact that they have on our physical and mental health. The effects of modern gadgets on our health, of course, including the risks of addiction, sleep deprivation, eye strain, hearing loss, and decreased attention span, or it decreases rather an attention span. So we will be examining the ways in which gadgets can affect our mental health, our mental well-being, including increased stress, anxiety, and also decreased our social skills. I mean, one thing I'll definitely point out is the social skills. When we go home, and perhaps I haven't seen my sisters in a while, when we sit down and everybody is on their phones, even though there's a lot to catch up on. And my mom would be like, what is wrong with you people? Instead of it to gist, why is everybody's face in their phone? So the social interaction is something that we see. We've had gatherings.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to say that. Just recently I was saying, and you and I both were there, I was like, next time we're all going to collect everybody's phone, because everyone is just on their phones.
Exactly.
You need to catch up. You need to, people that you have not seen in a while, when you see them, keep your phone one side and just talk, avoid always being on your phone. But, they have a way of getting people addicted to, you don't want to miss something, especially if you're
no cap. It comes with addiction. And this is one scary thing. One of the also another concern that we have recently is I saw that was pointed out, not even I saw, because of this generation's glued to phones, TVs. If you're not on your phone, you're on your computer. If you're not on your computer, you're watching TV to catch up on movies and all of that. Because of all of that, a lot of people now are using glasses, including myself. And
are you blaming? Okay, anyway, straining the eyes, like we earlier mentioned. So but why not we take a look at what our reporter in Kaduna, Bello Musa, has put together for us, especially looking at what AirPods or earpiece does to you when you keep using it constantly. So let's take a look.
Ear is an important organ in the human body that helps to hear sound. However, aside deafness or hearing complications, persistent environmental noise pollution could lead to damage in the ear cells.
The cochlea is the inner part of the ear, because the ear has what we call the outer part, the middle part, and the inner part. So once there is a very loud sound that gets into the cochlea has some cells. We call them outer and inner hair cells. So those sounds, hair cells, once there is a loud sound, they tend to be damaged. So once they are damaged, their ability to transfer sound to the brain is impaired, and then subsequently it leads to what we call noise-induced hearing loss.
As a tool for pleasure, headphones is commonly used among the youths of today. Experts says the effect of close sound is hazardous to the hearing.
One thing about noise-induced hearing loss is that it depends, as I've said, on the decibel you are exposed, and then also the time that you are exposed. We don't want people to be exposed to sounds above 80 decibel for more than 8 hours in a day. If you shorten the time exposure, then you allow for recovery of the cells. So that's, it depends on when you put hearing device in your ear, it's a very closed environment when you put. So depending on how loud you put that sound, and then also depending on the number of hours that you allow it to work. If it is a very small sound, that is not that is comfortable to the ear and is not affecting the hair cells, then it's okay. But if you put it and it's loud to the ear to the extent that it's affecting the hair cells, then subsequently with time you will see it, and then that's why
the ENT consultant also advised people to use device that could control the level of noise that goes into the air.
Definitely you cannot prevent yourself from exposing to noise, but wherever you are going, or if you have your job entails that there is going to be noise exposure for a very long time, then you should use what we call ear plugs or ear muff to reduce the amount of sound that is there. And then also you should reduce the number of hours that you expose yourself to noise. Let's say if you are constantly maybe in the where you expose to more than 8 hours in a day, if you don't have the facility to cover the noise, to put the ear muff or ear plug or anything, then reduce the number of hours that you are exposed to that noise. And then also, if it is possible, you can put what we call insulators to cover either if it is a machine or anything that generates. And then also the other thing,
it's said that studies by researchers suggest that game sound levels often near or exceed permissible safe limits constitute danger to human health. Bella Musa, Plus TV News Kaduna.
Well, there you have it. The report says a lot about the hearing buds or earpiece and how long you should be wearing them, or if at all, you shouldn't even wear them, due to some health implications that it may have on you. Summayya, what do you think about it?
Yep, speaking on the expert was just talking about colloquial, some wordings that
I knew you were going to do that.
I had to say, please, can he make it a bit, for layman to understand what is happening? But then, this is a serious issue that we are not really taking seriously. I mean, one of the things that could cause all of these things, before we open the phone line to dissect this, there is something called musculoskeletal issues. It gives this hunch postures because you're always having your eyes or your phone on your hand, so we lack great sitting postures anymore. And this affects the neck, the back, the
even
wrist
your spine
pain. Exactly. Conditions like carpal tunnel syndrome can also rise. Let me just use the basic English.
You are joining the doctor. You just complained about him using
no, but I had to just use
grammar, and now you are using the same thing. So
and we also have the eye strain that we pointed out earlier, saying blue light emitted from devices can prolong screen time, and it can cause fatigue, dryness of the eye because you're not blinking your eye. I remember when I visited a doctor one time, and he said you're supposed to take a rest from screen for 20 after the usage for 20 minutes. So I think I'm passing it on to the viewers as well. If you spend time at least 20 minutes, just take your eyes off, because you don't tend to blink as much as needed when you're on your phone, and you need to blink in order to generate the wetness in your eyes. So it's one of the reasons that also causes eye strain, it blur your vision and all of that. And then lastly, there's physical inactivity. Excessive gadget use can lead to more sedentary lifestyle, increasing the risks of obesity, heart diseases, and diabetes. With all of this, of course, being put in place, we would definitely display the phone line that you can reach us and tell us your take on the impact of modern gadgets on our health this morning. So go ahead, call these numbers on your screen, and you can send WhatsApp message to the first number. Do not forget to include your name and where you're sending this message from. We want to hear your take on all of the situation. How are you able to fight it, when it comes to your children's usage of all of these gadgets, and even yourself? Because you go to a point event and you see not only the children but even the adults are so glued to their phones or gadgets. And as much as we welcome the idea of gadgets making life easy for us, it also causes a lot of health risks, Fatima. Remember our parents a long time ago, or forefathers say, where they will even use phone, or their eyes tend to last longer. You barely see people using
actually,
glasses.
as you're talking, I was actually making a research. I remember there was a couple of years ago, the documentary also was done about how many times a human blinks a day. So it shows that the average person blinks a day. Most adults blink about 14 to 17 times per minute. That comes out to be 840 to 1020 blinks every hour. If you sleep for 8 hours every night, that means you probably blink about 13,440 to 16,320 times a day.
Interesting.
And the funny thing is, I actually get to blink almost all the time, and I think I passed this record. If I'm good.
No, it's an average record. You don't do it consciously, so you.
Yeah. So, but I just feel like I blink much more than it's even estimated here right now.
Yeah.
Maybe when I look at something for too long, but not the system though. I there's a different thing when you're looking at the camera and when you're working on your system. You don't get to blink. I think you don't blink that much.
It's almost the same thing.
Are you sure?
It's almost the same thing.
Well, let's hear from you. Call the number displayed. Let's hear from you what you think about the impact of modern gadgets on our health.
Of course.
And if you've ever encountered, I've actually had a friend, recently that constantly wears this earbuds. Like I think the only time he takes it off is when he wants to pray or when he wants to go to bed, and then he had a serious fever. It affected him, and I think the doctors told him to stay off it for as long as he could, because it means it's
what about the radiation?
He's really addicted to it. Exactly.
What about the radiation? Like these things comes with a kind of radiation. Are you gumming them to your ears that is super close to your brain? I mean, that's eyes, one everything. Of the most scary thing. There's radiation, and there are some times that even radiation can shock you. So we just need to be extra careful, honestly. Sometimes people would say, no, business owners need it more. We're talking about the top gun like Aliko Dangote. And how many times have we seen him? How many times have we seen people like that, wearing that as often as?
I actually tend to stay away from mine subconsciously, not because I want to, but then I just feel sometimes when I use it and I feel like, oh, I need to just take it off, and I could go for a day or two. Okay. All
right, please go ahead. Call us. Let's hear your take on this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of physical strain this whole situation causes, which we've mentioned. I would like to point out also the mental health this affects, because it's not just on physical.
Just
that's
like
why
we've heard for the air, now we need to hear for other things.
So when it comes to mental health, we have sleep disruption.
Yeah, like you mentioned
about
in the
exactly
intro,
talking about the earbud where you're always wearing it.
Yeah, and I think maybe you could just keep hearing some sounds because you're always wearing it.
Exactly.
You just feel like it's still in your ear even after you've taken it off.
Yes, there's an aftermath.
And then, so I think it has a lot to say about this thing. You can see someone sleeping with it while watching.
You don't really get that much sleep. Anyways, the blue light we're talking about for the eyes. It says it's emitted by gadgets, suppresses melatonin production, and this is something that is crucial for sleep regulation. So if you're always on your phone, on your gadgets and all of that, sometimes you find it difficult to go to sleep. All right, we have our first call. Let's pick it. Good morning. Good morning. Do we still have this call? All right, I think we lost that call. Please go ahead, call us back. Call the number.
There's something happening to the network recently. These days, I think almost all the time there's network issues. There's network.
No, you remember the time where they said that there was a problem with a cable on the sea and all of that. Since that time, we've not had rest in
Even before that, I think even when the GSM came, there has always been network problems.
We still have a long way to go. So still speaking on the mental health, we have stress and anxiety. Constant connectivity and information overload can contribute to feelings of stress and anxiety, fear of missing out. That's really weird. You're used to something, so after a while you're like, oh, I have not been on my phone, let me check, what am I missing out? So you become anxious.
Exactly.
And because you don't want to miss
saying.
out on gist, you want to be top game. But funny enough, there are sometimes that I approach my show like something has been happening. Do you know? I'm like, the moment I get off work, even though I know my work is to bring information.
Well, you used to be that person that always gives me the information as well, and then sometimes we clash. But then these days, I don't even understand you anymore. You know?
I had to stop at some point because I was becoming more addicted, which is something about this. It's my job, so definitely you're meant to be at the top. You're supposed to be.
But what time of the day is more convenient for you to solve? If you want to solve with your phone, go through
mornings.
Well, I actually do nights.
If you want a fresh news, it's morning. And most times the news that comes at night, of course, nights are also good because as you're waking up in the morning, it's all basically the same thing.
And you know, this is something I grew up with actually. So when I can't sleep, I don't watch, so I go through stories. Sometimes, you know, I actually have imagined, this thing that Elon Musk is thinking of, building one planet and all. I was actually suffering to see, are there either humans or aliens or another?
Interesting. This is where the anxiety comes from. Actually, now she's gotten all the knowledge about humans. She's curious about aliens. And Bob,
well, don't they exist?
They do. Should we take you to a research center? That way we can donate you to them. Extra hands so that you'll be like a volunteer.
Let's stick to this. We are talking about the addiction. It's addiction that is causing some of this.
All right, yeah. So there is also addiction, and addiction comes in different form. For us as mass media, addiction comes to us as we just want to be handy. We just want to know news just in case. We have to be equipped with it. So gadgets can be highly stimulating, leading to a compulsive checking and addictive behaviors that can negatively impact social interaction, and that is one thing that is really affecting the well-being of the people. Let's be honest, you don't even interact with people to even discuss a one-on-one to give out, maybe if you're having worries, share your thoughts with people. Rather you just go to your phone all day, and basically I would say this is one of the causes of depression in this our society. While growing up, Fatima, we did not used to hear of this word. We never heard of the word depression. It was something that we heard it from the international word.
Please, that's the only word that we know. We were not feeling fine. We don't know if it's depression or not.
Exactly. But these days, that's funny enough because you're always on your phone. You're seeing good pictures and all of that. You think
it's Gen Z that brought all this depression.
you think life is all gloomy, all bloom and all of that, not knowing that it comes with its own up and down. There's so much expectation you put on the world, so much because of what you've been feeding yourself.
Like you said, we do not really know what depression is until Gen Z came.
So
and we only know that we are feeling sad.
But there was more interaction.
Yeah.
There was more interaction with people.
Yeah.
So there was no room for you to get depressed. Even if you're worried, you can easily talk with people.
Those days when we use extensions in our homes, the landline, we have friends that we actually tend to stay longer on the phone as well.
And you talk to.
Yeah.
But have you noticed how people now don't even want to talk? People prefer chat. People prefer commenting and all of that.
I hate chatting.
Because and talking with someone is that time where you can easily share your thoughts and when you bottle emotion,
maybe it's because of this social media and phone is actually teaching me some things that I don't really understand. I think it's just maybe too much content, and the way I see people playing mind games and what have you. I have this feeling that I would rather talk to you about something I feel it's very important than typing it, because I just feel I'm a very private person to an extent that I don't really want people to see what I'm sending to you, so I'd rather talk to you. So even if someone borrows your phone, they don't get to see what you're chatting, because there are people that pop news and they go and browse into your phone when they want to use it for something.
Those kind of people should drink more water, mind their business.
So I think because of that, it has actually taught me to just talk to you certain important conversations instead of typing it. I'm actually not good with typing and chatting.
Interesting. So basically, these are the things that all of this is caused. And one of the things also, this situation, it's all about finding out the balance in all of this. So while we point out that this is really important for us, this generation are enjoying what the previous or even former generation have never experienced, so which is, the use of gadget makes life super easy. You can easily ask
AI doing everything
and
now.
all of that. Yes, but it also comes with its own hazardous implications. And one of the things is the other ones, we have your ears, we even have your mental health being affected. We have the physical posture, how your neck and all of that is being holding on. Okay, at this point, I'll say we have the first phone call. Good
Not
morning.
first, because we've been having the network.
Good morning. The one that will talk to us will be the first one.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Your name and location, please.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Ade. I'm calling from London.
Oh, Ade.
Happy weekend to you all.
Yeah.
Happy weekend, Ade.
Good to have you.
Gadget using, it has its own pros and cons. There are negative, there are positive. But the positive side is that without all this technology, there are lots of millions of people now who will have gone to depression because nobody to talk to, their loneliness, most especially in overseas. Where you feel loneliness, you're not, next door neighbor don't know you, don't know them. Even though if you see yourself, you won't talk to yourself. So this gadget has helped a lot in pushing, but in Africa, it helps people as well because of business interaction and people who feel they cannot have any way of communication, but this negative side is very common in Africa, most especially in my country, Nigeria, because the way they use this for negative purposes, that is my worries for the youth of this day, the Gen Z. So it's a good thing for technology because you can be in your room and communicate. I remember before I left Nigeria, I was living in Kano and I was into emergency contractor of Nitel. Getting people phone, all this stuff, to get a line in your house, difficult. But I remember the last one I got before I left Nigeria in Kano in 1989. It was Nitel. I got a phone for somebody, and that person is a big man. He said if I can get a phone for him in his house, he can talk to his wife. He will give me. I charge him for 3,000. He will give me 11,000. And I got the phone, and he gave me 11,000. I just changed my money to dollars, buy tickets, and fly out. Ever since then, so you can imagine the power of communication. So it's important.
Yeah, but what about the health implication, Ade? Experts have called for also. What about the health implication? Experts have called on concerns about how these things affect us.
The implication is there because for people who are not careful, when they are not careful and they put something on their ear, and they here in UK, they alert you, they tell you the problem, but there are lots of ways you can listen to your devices now without even putting it into your ear. So, but in Africa, they misuse every opportunity, not everybody, but some people. So the health implication is there that can affect you. But if you are careful, then, but in a way, it has, empowered a lot of people in my country, Nigeria, a lot. Because the health implication is there, but it's very minor. But the benefit is great. That's what I'm trying to emphasize. I can talk to you, I can see you now, I can do everything. It's the power of technology. So it's very, very important. I like this program you are doing, Trust TV. You are becoming the best in Africa now.
Yeah.
Thank you
so much, Ade.
Thank you so much
for joining us and sharing your thoughts. At the end of the day, Ade rather pointed out the balance of this. I mean, saying this is important, but also you have to be cautious. And this is the reason why we're bringing this show to you, pointing out that even though we appreciate technology and its importance to the society, especially in creating jobs and opportunities like that, it is also very vital for you to know how important it is to take care of your health. And all of these things, if overused, could cause health implications. Typically, Ade made mention of the fact that abroad they use it, but not as much. I mean, you see people carrying headphones while they're exercising, perhaps in the gym and all of that. But then afterwards, it's all done. You're keeping
listening to music.
Exactly. But then now, if you come to, especially in Nigeria, you see people using it while exercising. After if it's the only way they don't use it is when they shower. But then as they're coming out, they're wearing it. On their way to work, you see someone still carrying wearing their headphones. You come to work, you're still wearing it. You're interacting with people. People can barely get through you because you're still wearing your headphones. You go back home, you're eating, you're on your headphones, you're about to sleep, you're going to bed wearing that same headphones. So it definitely would affect your health, and that is something that we're trying to avert. So hence the reason why we need to create more awareness on all of this. So this is the reason why we're opening the phone line, of course, to hear from you. Do not forget, you can send in WhatsApp messages on your take as well.
Messages already.
Let's hear your
but
take.
Then, I was actually thinking of something, even though it was kind of funny when Ade was calling, and I feel like, I love the fact that people are getting addicted to our TV station. So please keep getting addicted to this station.
Indeed, it has to be fun. It has to be
even though I know a lot of people tend to get to watch us from YouTube or even our Facebook Live and whatever have you. But then, I would like it when we have more people getting addicted to this station and not your fault.
Indeed. She just had to say that.
No, I had to say that because I was thinking about it. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
We are fine. Please, can you increase the volume of your phone a bit?
Of his tone at this point. Your name and location, please.
I have done that already. I don't know whether...
is that Modibo?
Yes.
Modibo, where have you been?
At this point, she's cracking Rihanna's
You know what we have gone through in the Northeast regarding the issue of electricity. So we have been disconnected for a while.
Wow.
Oh, that's really sad.
And now we thank God that it has been restored.
Oh, that is really good. Welcome back. It's good to have you again. I mean, we've called your name a couple of times.
When we hear other people calling, we actually thought it was you. But good to have you.
Thank you very much for having me on the program this beautiful morning of today, Summayya and Fatima.
Of course.
I really miss this program, so to say. We are talking about the impact of modern gadgets on our health. Its negative impact. Definitely, apart from being a contemporaneous reality that has to, being with, if one wants to achieve what he wants globally, it has negative impact on our health. And what we need to do is, we know how our people behave, so to say. So we need to continue to educate people, enlighten them and sensitize them about the negative impact of this modern gadget on their health, to know how detrimental it is. But if we are not doing that, we are thinking that people knows that this thing has a negative impact on their health and they will take precautionary measures. People will not do that. We have seen how our youths are behaving, and many people have lost their lives as a result of, making calls while driving or chatting while driving. So there is a lot of negative impact of using this modern gadget. And somebody talked about depression. People have gone through depression and the increase in the rate of committing suicide as a result of still using this social media. Because some people of the habit of, once they see someone trying to impress them, they feel that, why God? Why me? Why is it that this guy that we are almost at the same level has prospered? Me, I did not even go to his own level. So all these things, and people doesn't know that some people are just using a lot of technicalities and what have you in order to just impress some people. Someone will just go near somebody's car, snap himself, go to a beautiful place, trying to tell people that he has been doing well, while you don't even know whether he has eaten, whether he has missed his meal, or he has or he has eaten 3 times a day. So we have to be very careful, and we have to ensure that all what we are doing, health is wealth.
Indeed.
There's nothing you can achieve in this world if you are not healthy. You can only achieve your dreams, mission, and vision when you are sound health-wise. So people must be careful and know what time is it and know what to do to ensure that they are always healthy, they are always being focused and resolute in terms of achieving their dreams in life. People should try as much as they can to restrict themselves on how to use this modern gadget for the benefit of themselves and the benefit of the society and those that live around them. That is my little take. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mohammed Modibo. It's always good to hear from you when you share your own perspective and thoughts on all of this. So, yes, and the call to action, of course, that you did at the end of what you said was really, really important. Calling people to say you just have to minimize because health is wealth. We've seen a lot of people have, eyes issues, and this is something that, honestly, even with glasses, it's something that is really scary when you put yourself in harm's way to a point that you need a support of glasses. And even with the glasses, there are some people that their eye problem goes beyond the use of or aid of glasses. So these are all of the things that some things could have been avoided. And for others that were not able to avoid it, it was because of the lack of information. Hence the reason why we want to hear from you about the impacts of gadget usage in the country, especially. So go ahead, call us. Let's hear your take on this situation. What do you think is the impact of this modern gadgets on our health, and how we can avert this situation? Do we have another caller? All right, send us message. Let's hear your take also. I think we have a few messages that we should read anytime soon in order to dissect this situation and hear from you. It's always good to hear from you on this. So please go ahead, call us. Let's hear your take on this.
Well, we have some WhatsApp messages as well. Maybe we can take some of them when the director is ready. But then, yeah, Summayya, it's actually... Well, it's funny how everyone wants to these days, even purchase AirPods, and you are upgrading from one series to another.
I've never.
Did you know that?
I have never been in tune with it, because I am the group of people that even after the I still feel music in my head, and I don't want to run mad. So good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, it's good to have you. Your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm Ahmed.
Are you still with us? I think the network broke a bit.
This social media gadgets have a serious impact on our health. Looking at the situation now, how people are using modern gadgets in different activities, different life activities. For instance, if you could see all these social media gadgets and the other gadgets we are using, all have manual of using. They are manual to follow. Even those who invent those things have established a law or a way that we can use it in the sense that it can't harm us. But looking at it, especially in Africa, is to what we call abuse. We do abuse those things, most especially social media gadget and all these phones, earphones, laptops, TVs, and the like. A person can watch TV for more than 20 hours a day. Somebody may be using phone and a TV for more than 24 hours. He will use it without even checking what is the rules and regulations or what are manuals. So my advice here is that we should be following the guidelines of how to use all those things, because this can have impact to our health. They can affect our eyes, It can affect our brain in general and our body in general, our body health.
Yeah. I mean, fact, that is really nice. Please, do not forget, tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
From Taraba State.
Okay, it's good to have you from Taraba. Thank you so much for calling and sharing your take on this matter. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, one thing is there just had to be balance. I mean, that's what everyone is pointing out right there. So, like I was saying earlier, I am the kind of person that I hear music afterwards. So if I start hearing music, I think I'm running mad, and I should not when I'm not wearing a headphone.
It depends. That's okay. So at least you have identified you have issues with using earphones or earbuds, but then. It depends on how many hours you use them. Like I told you my friend that was using it, the only time that I think he takes it off, like I said, is when he wants to pray or he wants to go to bed. So imagine if a day is 24 hours, it's only when you sleep, and maybe let's say you just slept for 6 hours instead of 8 hours, and then immediately you're waking up after prayer, you just put your AirPods back again, and you want to maybe listen to the Quranic recitations, or you want to listen to music, or you want to listen to news. Maybe for some of them, they want to listen to podcasts,
Yeah.
So
I mean, like I said, there are times you want to do that, and I know people exercise while listening to podcasts a lot. So things like that could work. And sometimes perhaps I see people also in the office use the headphones, especially when the environment is a bit noisy
and you want to really hear when you are editing or whatever.
So there should be a huge reason
and I've come across people that don't share their earphones because they feel they have infection already, and if they share their earphones they may pass it, or the more they it will come back to them, and all because this person was saying that they could see water, something fluid coming out and stuff like that.
When the ear is crying, why would there not be fluid coming out?
And that the person is saying that they have the infection, they don't want to share because once they give it to someone and they use that stuff starts coming out. So they already have identified. So it's just stop using
it's a good thing that they even know that they have something that could be passed on. Which brings back to what the last caller said. You should always check guidelines. If you're buying something, make research about that thing. What is the implication of you using that thing for the longest time?
They will not tell you there is an implication for using AirPods.
That's why you need to do your own separate research. But Google will tell you the details
infection doesn't just come from the use of earphones or AirPods. Even when you go to the swimming pool, because of the people coming in and all that, if there's water going, if you go to the hospital, especially if you go for checkups time to time, they will tell you if you have infection. Because I had a friend that had an infection also, and he was told that, do you go to swim? And he said yes, and they told him that he got infection
it from there.
Yeah.
That's really
because
scary.
A lot of people go into the swimming pools, not just one person.
And Nigerian standard, it's horrible. When it's taken
reason why I actually don't even like swimming.
Yeah. No, I'll skip that. All right, we have another phone call. Good morning. Good morning. Are you with us? Please turn down the volume of your TV.
I just heard us cracking up.
Indeed. All right, I think we have to let you go because you don't even know that we're talking at this point, considering you're just watching your TV. As you're calling us, please put your phone on your ear. That way, immediately we pick, you would hear our voice directly on your phone. There's a bit of delay. I cannot emphasize that much. So when we talk, before it reaches your TV, there's a bit of delay. So if you want to be talking to us through your phone and expecting our reply through your TV, there's going to be a kind of slow communication. So please, when you call us, stay away from your TV or turn down the volume. Go ahead, call the numbers.
Or just send us a WhatsApp message. Yeah,
indeed.
So to make it easy. Okay, we have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Your name and location, please.
Yeah, I'm Abubakar from Borno State.
Abubakar, okay, from Borno. Thank you so much for calling.
Go ahead with your take.
Yeah, I'm talking about the positive impact of the gadget I'm talking about. I'll just give a scenario. I could remember there was a time when I charged my phone. I gave my previous phone to my child. When they started playing game with that phone, after 2 to 3 weeks, I just get an information. There are teachers telling me that they are not trying much. When they are given an assignment, they are never participating in the assignment that are given to them well. The teachers actually tell me that I need to tell them what happened to them now. They are never trying as before. That's why I said that is the negative impact of the nowadays gadgets from my end. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That's
also a positive impact, but the negative impact is too much than the positive impact.
All right, thank you, Abubakar, for that insight.
Appreciate you.
Information. Yeah.
I mean, this is the opposit. Why are they saying the positive are more than the Bukari is saying?
Let's take this message and you can talk about it. Madam Abubakar. Good morning, beautiful ladies. Good morning, beautiful lady Summayya. Impact of modern gadgets on our health is definitely a very crucial problem facing this generation. I am afraid that in near future we're going to have issues with eyes and ears, definitely if care is not taken. And as I'm typing this message, a brother has lost both ears due to excessive use of earphones. I think this discussion is timely. Thank you so much.
So sorry for
even
that
though you didn't mention your name and location. Yeah, so this is another message from Jiga Inda Andrew from Lokoja, Kogi State. Inserting earpiece or buds in one's ear for a very long time can lead to health implications for life and even deafness. If it is possible, government should enact a law to stop people from using it at all. Too much of everything is bad indeed. Yes. Too much of everything is
bad. But right now, I think the people are asking the government for much more worrisome concern, than this. But then, yes.
Yeah, but because this is actually,
yeah, but you cannot force people to,
No. It's not about forcing.
A bill cannot be passed on earpiece.
No. He's not saying enact a law. A law. Yeah.
It's the same thing at this point.
But then the thing is, imagine the one we just read saying that
a really sad situation.
That is a problem. Exactly. So imagine if you can hear initially and now you don't hear anymore.
Person. It's really sad, though.
Do you understand? I think that is the reason why Andrew is saying that.
When it comes to this situation, let's be honest, we cannot expect the government to do that.
Anything much, yeah.
We need family members and friends. This is the reason.
To actually take on that. Yes. I think there are a lot of things the government gradually. Yeah. We need them to also stop smoking on the street.
I think it's at this point. Isn't it part of it? When they said that
it used to be, but then I don't know what happened to it anymore.
People can easily get. But it's common sense. You cannot just. You should not smoke in presence of people. It should be common sense.
But you see people walking and smoking on the street.
Yeah, I think Nigerians were so used to. It's just lack of discipline.
Well, the funny thing is,
we're
not
used
just
to
Nigeria.
people bringing. No. I don't think you can go to developed countries and watch people smoke by the roadside. I do not think so, and in public.
I have seen it.
What country?
I don't have to mention on.
I want to know the country.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I'll tell you.
Know.
But then, funny enough, Summayya, you could actually see children with sticks of cigarettes on their ears. They're walking on the street in other countries,
right? It's really a scary situation.
Exactly.
Honestly. But yeah, there are things the government can do. There are those they cannot do. Hence the reason for this. It's all for family and friends to also put people in check. And I understand that sometimes people just think if you're going over and board with your ward or your kids, people think you're just being extra, especially the younger generation where at that point
like you said,
their head is shaking, they don't listen to people.
So just like you said, it's a personal thing. Anyone that wants to smoke is for themselves. You can't stop.
As long as you don't do it in public. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but talking about,
you can't stop the whole world from
people exactly. So back on health, back on gadgets and health. At the end of the day, the government cannot say we are going to stop people from using it because it tends to come handy. That's why they say that there is a benefit to it. It tends to come handy, which were the points of situations where we say sometimes you're in a noisy place and you need to pick a phone call and you literally cannot hear. If you're attending Zoom meetings and you're in a place that is a bit loud, you have to wear your earphone or headphone and headgear in order to listen to that conversation. So it's supposed to be used, but at a very important times that you need a very valid and clear, concise conversations. Hence the reason why we definitely need that. So apart from that, I don't think, of course, people need to be told like you have to stop it. People should even know that all of these things comes with a bit of health situation. And the person that sent message talking about how his brother lost 2 ears, it's really disheartening situation of how we have gotten to this point. We use things excess. So definitely this is a timely thing that we had to just bring out there, and it's a very important situation because people are getting much more addicted to phone calls and all of that. So we have a conflict manager sending us message. His name is Joel Baba Alpha, and he has a long important messages for us here.
Well, this is just him explaining the health implications of using gadgets. He said health problems and stress, which he says excessive use of gadgets can cause physical health issues like eye strains, like we rightly mentioned, and then mental health impacts. Gadgets can contribute to anxiety, depression, and affecting how people handle conflicts. Yes, I totally agree. And then he said communication issues, overuse of gadgets reduces face-to-face interactions, like we rightly mentioned earlier, when gatherings and what have you, leading to poorer communication skills. Yes, because it will make you isolate yourself and just focus on your phone, and that's it. Escalation of conflicts, health issues from gadget use like fatigue and poor mental health can lower patience and tolerance. Yeah, totally agree with you on that. Conflict resolution tools. Despite these issues, gadgets can aid in conflict management by providing quick access to information and communication platforms, helping to resolve disputes efficiently if used wisely. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Joe Baba Alpha, conflict manager from where we forgot to mention your location. Yeah. But then thank you so much for this
detailed
information that you just
sometimes people literally need to see these things for them to know how important it is to take care of their health, because health is wealth, like Muhammad Modibo earlier mentioned. When you become sick, then it tends to affect everything. So please, let's just be extra careful when it comes to all of these situations. Do we still have more messages?
Oh no, I think some are yet to drop, I think, due to the network. Yeah, but then
it's really a sad situation. But then for everybody, I think we have to put a stop to this. It was really lovely as usual every Saturday to talk to you about something that is more calm, something that we need to discuss, that we don't get to discuss throughout the week. Thank you so much for everyone that was able to call in and sharing their thoughts, and people who even tried, because we've had a lot of calls that we couldn't pick because of network. Appreciate your efforts. Do not forget, on Monday we'll come back with opening the phone line to hear from you about policies and economic matters that affect you as people. But also we'll take a quick break, or maybe a bit of lengthy break. When we come back, of course, would bring you, there's a lot of stories happening in the entertainment world, so we can definitely cover that. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.